What's up, guys? David Gamer here, and that's right, the British are here. War Thunder just dropped the 1.53 Firestorm update, and with it, we got British tanks. 4 of them, to be exact. And we're going to be talking about the A43 Black Prince, the battle rating 6.0 Tier 4 highest tier British tank today. And, we're going to go over the history of it a little bit, its weaknesses, its flaws, how to play it, all that fun stuff. But we're going to kind of go over its base stats. It's fully upgraded because it's a nice little package deal. And it does count as a heavy tank, but usually you get these nice little 3 respawns, which is cool. But we'll go over its stats here and there. So first things first about this tank. Let's look at that max speed. 10 miles an hour. Now we're going to give you a comparison so you kind of can figure how slow that actually is. Let's go over here to the mouse. The mouse's max speed is 12.9 miles an hour. This thing is slower than the mouse. Didn't think it was possible, but hell, I fucking found it. I guess the British weren't known for their fast tanks. But to make up for that slow speed, we have the 17-pounder gun. Probably one of the most famous guns the British ever fielded, and was just unstoppable on the Firefly, which was the British upgraded Sherman. Now this thing is a Tiger Killer cannon. And it definitely makes up for its speed, but does it actually do the job? We'll talk a little bit about that more. This thing is definitely pretty awesome. The reload speed, 5.9 seconds, comparable to a 6.0 rated IS-2, 27 seconds. So this IS-2 is not upgraded though, but we'll go to a Panther, which its reload speed is 10.8. It beats it every time. You know, you mark that reload speed with the penetration power of this 17-pounder, and I mean, the gun is just awesome, awesome, awesome. So this thing's definitely cool. So let's take a look at the armor. Now up here, we got a flat spot at 153 millimeters. We got a 20-degree slope, 163 millimeters. 70-degree angle, 123. That was 123. Up here, 152 flat spot, and look at this. 10-degree slope, 50 millimeters. What the hell's behind there? Oh, the crew. That is your weak point right here, ladies and gentlemen. This little spot right below the gun. You shoot that, you kill everybody. Now on the sides, we got the normal 100 millimeters, 96, 54. I mean, on the sides and the back, it's like all tanks. Every tank, is just bad on the sides and the front, or sides and the back. Okay, so comparable IS-2, 125, 161. 138. So, I mean, it's pretty comparable. The only thing the IS-2 has over it is just its angling. It's pretty much still about armored with the IS-2. And same with the Panther A, but the Panther A has a little bit weaker sides armor-wise. So, let's talk about this thing's gun and its penetration power, shall we? So, let's go on over here. Take a look at its shot. So, the shot Mark 6. This is a armor-piercing shell with a shrapnel effect. Now this thing's 100% chance of ricochet at 15 degrees. No bueno. 100 meters. This thing can penetrate at a flat angle of 157 millimeters. That's pretty good. Let's go to the shot 4. 100 meters. At a 90-degree flat angle, 160 millimeters penetration. It's getting better. Let's go to the Mark 8. At 100 meters, we got 168 millimeters penetration. Now, oh, look at this. Sabo round, 100 meters, 226 millimeters of penetration. That is insane. So let's go find the highest IS-2 shell. To give kind of well, I don't really have that unlocked. But 100 meters, 201 millimeters. 196 millimeters. Let's go on over to the Panther A. Panther A, 225 millimeters. Panther A can definitely compete, but you got to look at it this way. This gun on this thing, the 17-pounder, is just, in its tiering, insanely formidable. I mean, it is awesome. This thing is definitely a gun to be reckoned with. But there you got your ammo racks. On the side, you got your terrible, terrible ammo racks, which is just... I don't like these side hole-mounted ammo racks. I prefer the IS-2's ammo racks, where they're kind of on the bottom, sporadically placed in areas, like tiny little silhouettes. I like those ammo racks. I don't like the Black Prince's ammo racks. This thing is just death waiting to happen. I definitely have to do some tweaking to find out what ammo loads eliminate these side ammo racks, because that is just not good. So anyways, the Black Prince It's definitely slow, but it has the gun. So we'll get into some gameplay, and we'll go ahead and see exactly what's wrong with this thing and what it gets right. So a little bit about the Black Prince in real life and the history of it. The Black Prince is a prototype tank. It is a Churchill chassis, Churchill, turret and everything, only it's a Churchill with a 17-pounder gun. It was designed in 1943, it was built in 1945, only 6 of them were made, and it was designed as just like the Churchill, an infantry support tank. It's slow and armored, and it's supposed to keep up with the infantry, not outrun them, support them in their direct assaults, and it's an infantry support tank, not a tank-on-tank tank. But the addition of the 17-pounder is to only assume that the Black Prince was going to be designed to actually do tank-on-tank battles and actually win a lot of them because it's a 17-pounder. So, the first problem with this tank, you're seeing right now that I'm in arcade. You're probably like, Devil, arcade's so lame. You know what? I agree. Arcade is kind of lame. But damn it, this tank shines in it. And the reason why is because if you go realistic battle, 99% of the time you get up-tiered. Pretty much out of the 50 or so matches I played with this thing today, I only got not up-tiered once in realistic. Hence, I had to move over to arcade to actually get a good game where I actually got into the 6.0 battle rating. See, at 6.0, you either have a chance to go with the 6.0 and under tanks, or to the 6.7 tanks, which includes Tiger 2s, Yag Tigers, T-44s, T-34 100s, everything that could completely decimate this tank. And that's the issue. It gets up-tiered a lot. At its 6.0 battle rating, it gets super up-tiered. But if it goes at a 6.0 battle rating battle, like this one, the 17-pounder just chews through everything. I mean, it's just one shot after one shot after one shot with the Sabo rounds out of the 17-pounder. I mean, it's insanity. I'm sure the arcade damage, helped a little bit, but it was fun. I mean, if you're gonna play this tank, get this tank to chew through shit in arcade, because that's all it does, is just smoke stuff. Now, the biggest issue with this tank is you're seeing it right here. The traverse, the speed, the reverse, it is slow as crap. This is not a frontline tank, and I guarantee you, by the time you do get to the front line, all your friendlies are dead and you're surrounded. That is this tank, pretty much. It is slow, it can't maneuver. I mean, if you're fighting, Panthers and T-34s, you're going to be flanked and surrounded before you know it. That is majority of the time with this tank is spent, finally getting up to somewhere, and then all of a sudden realizing you're surrounded and you're detracked, and everybody just drives around you and shoots you in the weak sides. It really is. That's all you do, is just get surrounded and flanked. Now, it does have the armor. I mean, if you're going at its normal battle rating, it has the armor to be able to actually survive. But once you get into a 6.7 match, it doesn't matter anymore, because everything in 6.7 is designed to just shred right through you like butter. Match that with its slow speed, its slow traverse, and the only thing you got is a 17-pounder that reloads a lot faster than them. So you better get the first shot, and you better take out their cannon barrel. But at its normal battle rating, especially in arcade, this thing is fun. It is definitely a fun tank to play. It's a challenging tank. I gotta admit, when you get out of arcade and you actually get into the realistic and out of its battle rating, it is very, very challenging. It becomes a sort of issue where you need to prior plan where you're going and what you're doing. Because by the time you get there, the battle space is going to change. At 10 miles an hour, that is a long time for you to go anywhere. And when you get there, everything's changed in that area. So you need to plan it, because if you need to change direction, turn around, or anything, it's going to take you 10 minutes to do it. Not really, but it feels like that. And, everything's closing in on you. You just got to kind of imagine yourself as a one-legged pig with raptors chasing you, because that's how you feel with this thing. You really do. That was my Jurassic World, little quote there. But you really do. I mean, you're slow. You're at the mercy of everybody. Your environment, hills, terrain, everything. You have to plan it perfectly. If you plan a perfect approach, you can get yourself into some really awesome positions. It does have a good little profile. The turret's not too big. You can get it hull down if you want. The turret traverse and depression is pretty good. I mean, you don't necessarily have to crest a hill with it, but because of the length of the tank, it kind of is preferable that you actually do crest the hill because of how long it is. I mean, it is a very, very long tank with a small turret, but it has a long gun. The turret is also enlarged to fit the gun, which allows for more of a gun depression on there because it gives a little more room to move around. But the 17-pounder is just insanity, and I think it's nice to see that the 17-pounder got included into the British release right from the get-go. I feel like it would have been, you know, wrong to not have it in here. But this is pretty much a majority of what happens in your time with the Black Prince. You're surrounded. You know, people flank around you before you can even move. Next thing you know, you got tanks all over the place. And oh, look, there's one behind you. And oh, look, there's another one coming around that way. It's just so easy to flank this thing. That is the #1 thing you can do with this tank. If you want to go for the weak point under the barrel, or just flank it, because it ain't going anywhere. It's going to be exactly where you left it the first time, and you just surround it and smoke it. And you can see, I mean, even the armor is doing a good job of kind of, you know, breaking up some of these shots here and there. And you know, even the Panther took a nice little hit before the Tiger smoked me, and that's how it usually goes. I mean, this tank is slow. You can't maneuver, and the next thing you know, you're firing on one tank and you're surrounded by more. It's Achilles' heel. It really is. It's mobility. The gun is amazing. The mobility is terrible. You're pretty much in a low armored mouse at this point, because that's how this thing feels. And I mean, you'd think an easy shot on a T-34, and you're wrong. You're wrong. The War Thunder gods were not with me that day, and you'll see. I just get completely surrounded. This thing's gun is awesome, but damn, does it get surrounded really, really freaking fast. And even the Firefly wasn't able to help me on this one. And you see, look at the reverse, and the traverse is just terrible. If you get yourself into a sticky situation, you're stuck there. You might as well just do what I'm doing and repair and pray, because that's the only chance you're gonna get. So you really need to plan where you're going and make sure you're around friendlies and you're not pushing them in front of friendlies. Here I pushed in front of friendlies and I paid the price for it, because this tank is not mobile. It's more of, I feel like this is more of a long-range sit and wait type tank, because you're not going to be able to get into the field of battle out into the middle of the map and do what you need to do. You're just going to get surrounded. I mean, the reverse on this thing, it puts the Panther's reverse to shame. I mean, I could crawl faster than that. That is just crazy. But you know, it's definitely nice to see the British tanks, and the 17-pounder's worth it. And if you want to actually play with a slow tank, I feel like you could actually do it and use it pretty well. But I mean, you got to remember, it's slow, it's not maneuverable, but it's fun. So definitely give it a shot. Definitely pick up the Black Prince. If you guys want to see some more War Thunder, let me know in the comments below. Talk to you later. Peace.